It's about damn time.
Yes, it is, Mr. Tychus Findlay. What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, with some more Heroes of the Storm Technical Alpha gameplay. This game is back. I got my main man, Tychus Findlay, and I want to show you all how it's done. So, while this is loading and we get some dudes to throw down with, let me tell you a little bit about my man, Tychus Findlay. He's what you call an assassin. Now, why is he an assassin? Well, he does have a lot of pretty cool burst damage, and although he doesn't have the most health, he does have a pretty good ability in the game to, I wouldn't say sneak up on people, especially with that suit of armor, but he does have a really good ability to close the gap on enemies quickly and burn them down as they run away. So I wouldn't say he's best played as a lurker, because in Heroes of the Storm you really have to have a lot of cooperation. Not to say that you don't need it in any other of these type of games, but especially in this game, because there's no real benefit to sniping enemies like there was in League of Legends. So if you're not contributing to your team, then you're really not doing a whole lot. So you kind of got to help out, and you want to be a team player. And especially with Tychus, you do kind of need to ally up and be around other people, because he is on the softer side, and even though he's got all that protective armor. Anyways, so we're playing on Dragonshire today. This is only one of the three maps that are currently available. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is one of them right now. So I like to start off with my rotations with Tychus. I always like to upgrade what I consider his main attack, which is Overkill. So Overkill you'll see me use a ton in this game. And the really cool perk about Overkill is that he shoots while he walks. There's very few heroes in this game, or villains, but they're all heroes, that actually do some sort of offense while they're moving, short of some sort of dive attack or whatever, where you kind of lose control of your character temporarily, like a dash or something. So that's what makes him very unique, and I like to build up Overkill as fast as I can, because I use it a lot. So most of my build goes towards that, and you'll actually see me utilizing increased damage. Later on, I get the ability that Overkill actually reduces their walk speed, and then I have another ability that does even more damage when they are under impairing effects, which would basically be Overkill. So I'm using it, and it's multiplying the damage, and you start to get some pretty nice offense from one spell very quickly. The other ability that I use occasionally with him is the frag grenades. The nice thing about the frag grenades is they are good to chase people away, because he has a pretty good arm, and there is actually a perk as well that will give you a little bit more throw distance. But what I like about the frag grenades is you can kind of direct which way the explosion is going to push enemies. And you'll see a few times actually where I take the frag grenade, and instead of throwing it right at an enemy's feet, I actually throw it over their head. And what that does is it actually pushes the enemy momentarily, briefly, towards you. And the nice thing about that is, if they're especially low on health, you usually follow it up with an Overkill, and they're right in your wheelhouse. So pretty nice to have. The third ability I don't actually use for anything short of retreating, and that is called Run and Gun. Now, one of the disadvantages of Tychus is that with that big minigun that he has, it takes him a second before he spools up. So you'll see, even though I'm near an enemy, it's waiting, then we wind up and go. So what the Run and Gun ability does is it does a charge. So you immediately run into somebody and then immediately start shooting. I don't use that in any offensive engagement unless the enemy is extremely low health, and I know that that's kind of the final, push. I prefer to use it like you just saw me there, backpedaling. And it really comes in handy in terms of, weird little glitch here doing some moonwalking. It really comes in handy with retreating, and it reminds me a lot of what Vala can do with how she can do her shadow sprint thing away. It's really useful. So there's times I get way in over my head, like right there, and I was able to sprint away. I mean, that's cutting it extremely close. However, it is useful to have. Now, another nice perk of Tychus that he gets, one of his abilities is his super move, which he could do one of two things. He can get the Commandeer Odin, which if you played StarCraft 2, you remember how badass that thing is. And basically he calls down an Odin, and the Odin actually has two abilities, Annihilate and Ragnarok missiles. Annihilate shoots everything in a straight damage, which is very powerful for just a straight line, especially if you're doing siege. And Ragnarok missile is just a missile shot, which does pretty nice damage. However, what I prefer to use, at least my play style, I like to call down the laser drill. And the nice thing about the laser drill is that it's basically a turret. And like most of the other turrets or totems in this game, you actually have to attack it in order to take damage. And by that I mean your spamming of your special abilities will not hurt it. So it's nice to kind of throw in the fray. And you'll see, I haven't unlocked it yet, but I believe I'm about to now. Nope, I still have a little bit more to go. But you'll see later on when I get it, it's locked right now. It's the little lock icon at the bottom. I will put it down in an area of just chaos. And it just sits there, and it does a pretty healthy amount of damage, and you will get an upgrade later on to make it even stronger if it focuses on a single target. The nice thing is, it's got a pretty good range on it, so you could, as long as you're doing a push and there's a lot of creeps in the lane, like I wouldn't use it now anyway, because we only got 2 or 3 creeps, and we're about to lose our lane push there. If we have a large amount, you just throw that in the center, and it'll just start beaming down really hard on either the building or an enemy hero, and it does a significant amount of damage. And when you start combining that with your other abilities, you really have a significant amount of burst damage, which does kind of play into his whole assassin-type gameplay. So, pretty good match I had. We didn't actually kill a lot of heroes on this one. We just kind of played the objective, and this was actually a lower-scoring game. We didn't get into the high levels. I just finished playing a game with my buddy Kevin. We were in the mid-20s. It was a 31-minute match. This was a lot shorter, but again, you notice they're doing a lot of retreating, and we don't really push them. We kind of just play the objectives. We got really lucky with the Dragon Shire. I don't know if they didn't know how to use it, but we were just getting the shrines pretty much, without any, uncontested. And as a result of that, we kept turning into the dragon. I actually turned into the dragon, I believe, in this one, which is a lot of fun to take control of him for a while because he's got some pretty cool abilities, and especially when you get the whole team huddling up and you're controlling the dragon or someone else's, the Dragon Knight does a pretty sweet amount of damage. So, anyways, I'm going to shut up now and let you guys watch the end of this video. Can't say enough good things about this game. I'm really excited. I'm getting close to leveling up Tychus, where I'm going to get his alternate armor set, which I'll get, I think, in another 2 or 3 levels with him. And I'll definitely be buying his skins. I haven't done that yet. I just spent a sizable amount of money transferring my rogue over. So got some World of Warcraft movies incoming with the new expansion coming out, which looks sick. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of this. Doesn't mean I don't like playing Destiny anymore. It just means that I am a multifaceted gamer, and this is one of my many elements. And I can't pass up an opportunity to play with my bro Kevin. He's a really good player, and we have a really good time doing this. Anyways, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, or do none of the above. That's okay too. As I always mention, I'm having a blast doing these videos. And enjoy the gameplay, and until then, I will see you guys on the other side.
Leave only ruins.
man's gotta do what a man's gotta do.
That was rather irritating. Your deeds shall be remembered.
Fuck this hero's head!
Soon the shrines shall be open to heroes.
About damn time. You rushing me?
The dragon awaits, heroes. Free him and destroy your enemy.
Yeah, I hear you. Fine by me.